Apple just announced their Vision Pro, which is a Gen 1 device that enhances our perspective and the world around us by combining computer interfaces and applications with our real-world point of view. This definition of reality is changing. Virtual and augmented reality are terms that have existed for a while now, but as technology advances, so do our methods of achieving full immersion while using VR and AR tools. In my opinion, the major appeal of these tools is to create worlds and experiences that we would otherwise be locked out of, ranging from business application to entertainment. It's currently an extremely niche genre and community, but it's growing in popularity, and I firmly believe it will continue to grow, offering a new wave of processes and features that will improve the day-to-day usage of these devices. VR and AR are still a ways out of completely infiltrating the commercial world like smartphones did, and there is still a lot of work to achieve this. That being said, occasionally, some great examples of what VR has to offer appear that truly show the possibilities that we can expect to see in the future. I'm talking about the clone-based shooter, We Are One. As a VR enthusiast, one of my joys is letting friends, family, coworkers, and even the occasional stranger that have never experienced VR strap on my Quest 2 headset. I almost always suggest the same two games, Beat Saber and Superhot. These are very early additions into the library of VR games, but they still hold up in quality to this day. With the release of We Are One, I might be suggesting a third game to these virtual newcomers. I was honestly taken away by the unique take offered by We Are One due to their impressive and puzzling gameplay loop, where you take on the role of yourself, and even sometimes yourself. It's a clone-based game where you input your movements, one character at a time, in order to defend against a wave of lumberjack robots. Its smooth simplicity can actually be quite challenging and leave you wondering how exactly to handle the enemies in front of you. Let's dive into the finer details of the game. We Are One explores an area of VR that I've never experienced before. I love the concept of time travel and time loops, which is the core function of this game. You are a creation of Mother Nature, tasked with clearing the world of machines that are threatening to kill off all life. You'll have a variety of weapons and tools at your disposal that you and your clones will use, ranging from guns, shields, and so many more. As you play each level, you'll have to toss weapons to future or past variants of yourself, which sounds confusing, but time travel is a confusing topic, considering we haven't successfully traveled forward or backward in time yet. Or have we? Maybe the developer Flathead Studio only hires verified time travelers. It would explain why they were able to hit the nail on the head with We Are One. At the start of each level, you're able to examine the battlefield from Mother Nature's hands. You'll see the available locations or nodes where you can place one of your clones. Each node has different tools that you can use to fight the enemies in the arena, ranging from nodes with only bullets, nodes with only guns, or a mix of the two. Upon selecting one of the nodes, time starts and you'll have the option to use the items in front of you, which is where the game starts to get interesting. Every action that you record with this clone will be recorded and replicated in future time loops, even if your clone isn't currently interacting with certain objects that they may or may not interact with in a future loop. Every input and movement with the controller will be replicated, which is a very important feature to know. The best way to describe We Are One is that it's a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey masterpiece that lets you interact with your past, present, and future selves. Before you even record your first clone's actions, you'll have to have a plan in place. You will need to note each of the node's locations and what items are available so that you can plot how you will synchronize your clone's movements in the future. A good first step is to select a node and watch how the enemies move. You can always overwrite your last recorded node, so doing this allows for some additional recon before you begin your assault. With some of the levels, you can handle the opposition quite easily, but as you advance further, it won't be as simple. One of the levels in particular required me to toss a weapon to a future clone and then catch that same weapon to shoot the enemy in front of me. I hadn't recorded my clone's actions yet, so I just sat there looking silly, but after recording at the next node, it all came together and we successfully cleared the level. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time fighting through waves of enemies in We Are One. As I mentioned, the complexity level rises with a variety of different features, but the game allows for loads of creativity in how you handle the encounters. Some levels are definitely supposed to be done in a certain way, but you can choose to think outside the box and throw an acorn halfway across the map instead of letting it slowly move along a conveyor belt. In my opinion, one of the best features in the game is the worldwide leaderboard, which compares your best level times with everyone else playing the game. It's addicting attempting to shave a few seconds off of a level to try to get closer to that number one spot. But some of the levels you wonder how VR Pro 8627 managed to wipe out the enemies in 3 seconds when it took you 8. The developers recently added an update to the game that allows you to watch these replays of the top scores so that you can see just how the best of the best are getting their quick times. I love so many of the VR games that have already been developed, so when I found We Are One climbing to the top of my list, I was honestly a little surprised. It is the first game from Flathead Studio, and they really knocked it out of the park. As I previously mentioned, it is a clone-based puzzle shooter that has you working together with yourself in order to clear each level. It doesn't implement any super fancy VR mechanics that you might find in other games like Bone Lab or Half-Life Alyx, but at a core level, it is perfectly polished and enjoyable. Sometimes a game doesn't need full-body rigging, hyper-realistic weapons, or an expansive world and stories to be a great game. It's why I always recommend Beat Saber and Superhot, and now I'll always be recommending We Are One. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you like and subscribe.